Hi everyone, this is Vivek. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can consume REST API using provider as a state management tool. So, for the demonstration purpose, we are going to build a jokes app which have different categories, and we will show jokes on the basis of each categories. So our UI will be something like in the home page, we'll show the categories of jokes, and whenever somebody tap on any of the category, then we will fetch the data from API and show the jokes of that particular category. So here I have basic Flutter app just created using Flutter create command. So first of all, we'll design the user interface and then we will implement the REST API part and provider part. So first of all, let's add the packages that we need to build this app. So uh, obviously, as we are going to use provider as state management, we need provider package, and to make HTTP request we need a HTTP package. So let me add those packages quickly. So for that you can simply go to your prospect.yml file, and in the line number 37 you can see this option of Cupertino icons. Just hit enter after that and use this package, okay, provider, and leave a colon and HTTP. So adding package like this will import the latest version from the pop.dev, and to make sure that this package will be imported in our project, be sure to hit on this download button, or this will simply run Flutter pop-get. Okay, as soon as these packages are imported in our project, we can build the app. Now you can run the app. So inside lib folder we'll make few folders. So first one is going to be screens, where we'll write a UI related code, and second one is going to be services, uh, okay, services folder, where we'll write a service uh, code for REST API implementation, and another one named providers, where we will handle the state management logic, and another one for model. Okay, this one is for the model of the data that we are going to deal with. Okay, so in the screens folder, let's create a new folder named home screen, jokes home. Okay, jokes home dot. So this name is much descriptive than home screen, so I prefer this name. Okay, jokes home dot, and I will make another name jokes view dot. Okay, so let's quickly create a stateless widget. Before that, let's import the material package. Okay, I think my code editor is still loading, so let's create some other files first. Okay, in the inside providers folder, let's create a file named joke provider. Inside this model folder, let's create a file named joke model dot, and we can write code for it quickly. Okay, we can simply write like class joke singular, and we can simply write final string joke, and we can create a constructor joke required this dot joke. Okay, inside this services folder, let's create a file named API underscore services dot dart. Okay, let's go back to the home screen and Zook's home screen actually, and let's create a stateless widget here, and let's give it a name Zook's home. Now let's return scaffold, and our app is also built. So let's write some boilerplate code and we'll change the default home page. So in the title I'm going to provide text, and I will simply write Zook's app is the title of the app, and let me use the center title property to center the title. And in the body we are going to use list view.builder, as we are going to build different jokes for different categories. I will introduce you API that we are going to use quickly. So before that, let's finish some stuffs here. So this is going to return a style. Simply it have title, text. Here we will write the category name, and in the leading we will place our image. Okay, so in leading we are going to use asset image. I will provide the asset that I am going to use here in the description, so be sure to check that out. So leading will so in the leading we have, first of all we have to use image widget, and or we can directly use something like image dot asset, and here we can pass the asset path. Okay, we'll change it later, and don't forget to close this with semicolon. And okay, let's create a static file where we will store the jokes categories data. Okay, so I will make another folder named static, and here I will write jokes category data dot dart, and here I can simply make class jokes category data, and here I will create a static variable static list of map. So we are going to make a list of map named category data. So inside this list we will uh, store a map containing name of the category and image of the category. Okay, image, actually image path. So name can be something like, okay, I think it's now time to go to the API documentation part, where we'll find which category that API offers and we will create it here. Okay, so let's go to our browser, and here you can see a website named sb443.net slash zokapi slash b2, and I will provide this link in the description. And if you click on that link you will be arrived on this page, and here you can see the whole API documentation, and we can use it for free without any API token, membership or registration or payment. So it is good for us. So we are going to this URL as base URL, that is b2.zokapi.dev, and here we can fetch joke according to the category, or we can get random jokes as well. And if we want to filter some categories of jokes, then we can check And as you see below, as soon as you check or uncheck any of these, the URL changes. So we are not going to deal with everything, but we will fetch the data according to the category and display in our app. So here we have some other option for to select the amount of jokes that we receive from the API, and we can search for the jokes as well, and we can select either the joke is single part or two part. Okay, so we'll prefer with single part. So let's quickly create a category for this data. Okay, actually these categories. So for, let's leave first as any or random, and we have to store image path. For image path, I have created a folder here in my PC. So let's go back to File Explorer, and here inside this new folder I have uh, resources. So let me remove this resources folder in the Jokes app. Actually it contains the images, and I will provide uh, the link for these resources as well. And let me rename this resources folder as images, as it contains images for our categories. So let me rename it to images, and we have to provide the references of this folder in our prospect.yml file. So let's do that quickly. Scroll down and find the block containing these assets. Simply uh, select this line number 64 and 65 and uncomment this. Okay, and instead of this images slash or dot blur.jpg, uh, leave images slash. This will simply add all the images inside this folder, and we don't need to uh, specify each files. Okay, now let's store the path. Let's go to the jokes category data, and here for random we have images slash random.jpg. Let me copy this. Okay, let's quickly change this data. Christmas images slash crastmas.jpg, and then dark, and the asset path is images slash dark.png, and then programming. Okay, let's remove these jokes from here, and we will append the jokes in the title. Okay, I guess data entry part is done. So we have altogether 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, 6 categories, one including random. It is not actually a category, but we will display it in a category list. Now let's go to the main.dart file and link our jokes home page. Let me restart the app. Okay, obviously this is path will not going to work. So first of all, let's provide uh, this list view or item count property. Okay, so item count is going to be uh, so what is the name of class? Jokes category data dot length. Okay, jokes category data dot length. And now the category path is going to be, let me simply copy this till here. Okay, not length part. Okay, category data, and we can simply provide index and then image path. Okay, like this, and then let's copy this and provide it to text. Okay, as we are going to append title, we have to do string interpolation. Instead of this image path, we are going to use title. I guess we have a key name title there, and after this you can append jokes like this. Make sure that it is after curly braces. Okay, actually it is not title, it is name, so let's change it to name. Now let me restart the app again, and I think we should see the interface that we are willing to see. Okay, it looks okay, it doesn't look good. Okay, in the leading we can create one container or a circle after and include this image on that. Okay, otherwise it is not looking good. And we have to provide some padding as well. Okay, radius is going to be 30, so let's save this. Okay, still we are not seeing a circular interface. There is a circle, but this image is overflowing, so instead of this child we can use something like background image property, and here we can provide asset image. So let me just copy this uh, data path. Okay, I think here we can use asset image, and for path let's copy this and let me save this. Okay, now we are good to go. So let me wrap this list style with a padding, and now these list styles are separated from each other. So let's change the background color of the app bar. Okay, background color to colors dot indigo, and the color of this looks app black text to white. Okay, so inside this style property we are going to use text style, and let's provide color of white. Let me save this. Okay, now it looks a little bit good. Now if somebody tap on any of items on the list tile, we have to navigate them to Zox view page. So let's uh, leave this empty for now and let's write code for Zox view page. Okay, so Zox view screen, and here we need to display Zox category in the app bar. So scaffold app bar title text. Okay, I will leave this as empty for now, and in the body we are going to use list builder, and the code is same or whatever we did in the home page. Let's return a container, and in the child we can simply use a text widget to display the jokes. Okay, and we can play around with some decoration of this container to make UI a little bit interesting. Let's add a border, and let's add some border radius, and let's save this and let's try navigation. Okay. Now let's go back to the jokes homepage, and upon clicking on any of this item we are going to land on jokes view page. Okay, so we are going to use navigator dot push context. In the route we are going to use material page route, so we are going to land on jokes view screen, and let me close this with semicolon and let's test this. Okay, now we are in jokes screen and we have infinite number of jokes here. So let's go to the jokes. Okay, jokes view, and let me wrap this container with padding, and let's make use of the padding property here also. As you can see, the content gets the spacing from uh, all place, and here let's replace the code from the previous section. Okay, for this app bar part is doesn't look good. So we'll change this jokes app with the currently selected category later. Okay, so let's handle this section quickly. Okay, so inside this provider let's make a class named jokes provider. Okay, joke provider, and we have to extend it with change notifier. As we are going to use provider for state management, it is compulsory to extend with this class. Okay, so this class is responsible to notify the UI about the changes made in the state. Okay, so here we will make a string variable named current category. So this variable is going to store the value that user have currently uh, selected. Okay, so by default it is going to be category data looks category data dot category data dot okay first. So we are going to set it to a first value. Okay, 0 and name, and we will write a function to change it. Okay, so let's make a getter to change it. String get current category, so here we have our own getter. So this getter is responsibility to return this value. Okay, inside this private variable. Now let's write a function to set the value to this current category and notify the UI about the change. Okay, so let's make a function named set current category, and this function need string category name, and this will simply update the current category to the category name provided. Okay, now use notify listeners function to notify the UI. Okay, now uh, don't forget to add a multi-provider here in the main.dart file. Okay, so let's wrap this material app with a uh, widget named multi-provider, as we can provide multiple providers. So inside these providers you can provide a change. So if you are going to use only one provider, then you can wrap the parent widget with the change notifier provider and use it, or if there are many, then you have to use a multi-provider. Okay, so we are going to create and return uh, joke provider, and we can specify the type here. And now we can start using it. Okay, so let's go to uh, jokes category, sorry, jokes view.dart. Okay, and here instead of this jokes app, we are going to use a consumer to get the value inside this. Okay, so here uh, I will wrap this whole widget or whole screen with the consumer. Okay, so let me simply cut the scaffold portion, and we are going to return consumer of type jokes provider. Okay, joke provider. So defining a consumer like this will help us to consume everything defined in the provider in our UI tree. Okay, so I have defined it in the parent, but if it is used only in some place, then be sure to define it below. Okay, and here in the builder function we'll get job provider and child, and let's return the widget that we have previously copied. Okay, and don't forget to include the consumer with semicolon. Now instead of this jokes app, we can simply write joke provider dot current category. So if I reload the app and Let's click on any of these, and by default it is random, but we haven't used this function to change the category. Okay, so let's go to the jokes home and call this function. On clicking uh, any of the list style, we are going to call that function. So if we are not using provider everywhere in the screen, then there is another way to access. Okay, that is like this. Okay, provider dot of. So let's import provider, and here we have to provide a type, that is a joke provider, and we can define either we have to listen to changes or not. By default it is false, and we can call set current category, and category name is going to be this. Okay, this we can simply copy this and provide it here. Okay, so what I did is, whenever somebody click on this random jokes, the category is going to be a random. When somebody click on this Christmas, then category is going to be a Christmas. Okay, so it is not updating as I haven't saved this, so let me save this. Let's go back, click here again, and okay, let's provide listen false here. Okay, doing this, or if we leave listen true, then it tries to listen to changes made and rebuild the UI if needed. So it is not currently allowed it in our case, is where we have accessed this directly. Now let's click on dark jokes, and the title is changed to dark. Okay, we can append the jokes after the title. Let's simply make use of uh, string concatenation. Okay, not concatenation, it's string interpolation. So instead of concatenation, it is recommended to use interpolation. Okay, let's start writing services to get data from API. Okay, I guess API, sorry, UI portion is over almost, so we'll make improvements whenever needed. So let's go to the API services file and let's create a class API services, and let's make a function here final. Okay, get data or get jokes by category, and we need string category name, and let's define a variable here, string url, and it is going to be, so we'll refer to documentation for writing the code in this section. Okay, in the API services section we'll strictly follow the documentation. So let's go to jokes API, and so if we have to get jokes of any category, then we can simply provide type any. Okay, let's analyze two. Okay, so to get a joke of programming category, we can simply uh, category name in this section joke slash programming and this. Okay, let's uh, try to copy this. Okay, let's copy this first and we'll try to implement it. So by default it is like this, and here we have to replace this programming with category name. Okay, category name, and if we select any, if this pattern matches, then we are good to go. Otherwise we have to make some changes. Okay, joke slash any, so it is working, it is fine. Okay, so instead of random we have to change this to any, and we will be good to go. So while making request by HTTP package, we need to convert this URL into a URI. So let me define URI. Request URI is equals to URI dot parse the current URL. Okay, now we have to make a HTTP request. So if we are making request in network, then we have to make our function asynchronous. Okay, so to make function asynchronous, we have to uh, use a async keyword after the parenthesis, or after the parameter list. Okay, and now we will get a response after we make a request. Okay, so let me define response, and make sure that you do not forget this await keyword, as it will wait until the network request is completed. Okay, and we have to use HTTP package, so let me import this package first. Import package http slash http dot, and we can use alias like is http, and now we can use something like http dot get, and we can pass the request URI that we have created. And now we can check for the status code of the response to make sure that we have uh, received all the data or not. Okay, if response dot status code is equals to 200, okay, this means our request is successful and we are getting data, else uh, we will throw the error. Okay, we'll throw text. Okay, we can't throw text, we have to throw exception. Here you can we can simply throw response dot status code and body of the response. Okay, response dot body, and if our uh, request is successful and we received a valid response, we have to convert the data received in our in the format that we need in our app. Okay, so among this data we just need the this section. Okay, the part inside this, so it lies under these jokes. Okay, and here we are receiving the list, so we will iterate over each item and make use of this key value here. Okay, so first of all we have to read what we received from the API. Okay, so where response body, okay, we will convert the response in JSON also. Okay, so we can simply write JSON response is equals to JSON decode. So this JSON decode function comes from dot convert library. Make sure that it is imported, and in the source we will provide response dot body. and now we'll receive a list uh, okay, like we can simply get all the jokes in this data, as this person is going to be decode the data, and once it is decoded we'll store only jokes. Okay, so here we'll get error, amount and jokes. So this uh, is not used in our app, so we'll use only these jokes. Okay, so I will simply use something like this here, and we'll get jokes only. So as this is a joke, we are going to use a loop for var joke in JSON response. We will create a joke object. Okay, joke, new joke is equals to joke, and we have to provide a joke, and that is a joke title. So let me change it to some like jokes. Okay, as we have same name everywhere, or is fine to have same name, just don't get confused. Okay, okay, so inside this joke we have this map. So simply we can get the value of from this key. Okay, we can do something like joke and joke like this. So this joke contains this whole map, and from this map we only need this key value from this key. So I have provided this in a key. Okay, and now let's include this with semicolon, and let me create a list here, list of joke, list of joke, all jokes is equals to so in the beginning it is a empty list, and as soon as we receive data we will keep adding the joke in that list. Okay, so now I can simply call all jokes dot add new joke. Okay, new joke, and this function is going to return all jokes. After this we are going to return all jokes. If we get error, then we will return our empty list. Okay, now let's write let's write a code in a provider to get to get the data by using these API services. Okay, so let's go to the provider and let's define a list here, list of jokes, jokes is equals to, it is empty by default, and I can make a function like get jokes, and we have to pass, or no, okay, we can make a function here, and now we have to call the function that we made in API services. Okay, so let me okay, I can directly call here. Okay, like okay, let me make it private, and let's quickly create a getter, list of joke, all underscore joke. Okay, not underscore joke. Okay, jokes, and we are going to return underscore jokes, and don't forget to use our get keyword. Okay, now inside this get jokes function we are going to call, okay, we are going to call API services dot, okay, we have to make an object. Okay, is that method is not static. API services dot get jokes by category, and category is going to be underscore current category. Okay, we'll change the random to any later. Okay, now we have to store the value received from here in this variable. Okay, so underscore jokes is equals to this, and we have to call notify listener function to update the UI. Now let's save this. uh, Now we have to call this function as soon as somebody clicks, or we can simply call it here. Okay, in this set current category function, as soon as somebody click on any category, this function is called, and as soon as this function is called, we can call get jokes function. Okay, so that we don't need to do anything from the UI. Now let's go to the jokes view page and consume this data. Okay, we already have consumer setup. Simply in this list to builder, we can provide a item count property, and in this item count we can make use of joke provider dot jokes dot length, and here in the joke content we can simply use string joke provider dot jokes index and the joke. Okay, that is the uh, joke property that we defined in our uh, model. Okay, now let's save this. I think it must work now. If it doesn't work, we will debug and solve the issue. Okay, so let me save this, and let me click on this dark jokes, and we have nothing because we are receiving null in a JSON response. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Okay, so our JSON response is something like this, and we must have jokes if the request is successful, otherwise we will get some errors. So let me just print the JSON response. Okay, or let me just print the response body so that we will see what we are receiving. Okay, print response dot body, and let me restart again. Let me click on any of the category dark jokes, and our response is okay. So the response type is different, so we see the response for any. So the response is different according to the category. Okay, so let's set it to programming, and let's send request, and here let's provide 10, and okay, the format is same. So let's see what what's the error. Okay, okay, so we are receiving only one joke. Let's go to our API service, and we have forgotten or we forgot the amount value. Okay, so let's update the URL and we must be good to go. After this, we have to append this in the URL. Okay, type is equals to single and amount is equals to 10. I guess it will work now. Let me restart this. Click in the dark jokes, and there we go. We have a list of jokes of dark category. Okay, let's make some changes in the UI. That is, we'll make text size a little bit bigger so that it will be easier to read. So let's go to style, text style, and font size is going to be something like 19. Okay, it is little bit big now and it is readable. So let's try with other categories. Or okay, let's not forget to change the title to any, okay, instead of random. So let's go to jokes category, and instead of this random, let's replace it any. And let me restart and check if we get data from the any category. Okay, I click here. So we have successfully implemented this joke API, and we have used provider as a state management. So guys, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up, and if you have any problems or any questions while following the steps shown here, please don't hesitate to comment below. Thank you for watching.